So I'm on Clive Place, and this is the 4G masts that we all protested about, and now there's all of these other electrical gadgets, and now they want to make it 5G. So we have objected, but it'll probably go ahead because none of us really have any say, do we? But then what are we doing to the next generation? And we need emotional intelligence, not artificial intelligence. We need to live in the real world. We need mums to be able to be with their babies and children. And we need to stay sober. We need to end abuse. We need to stop worshipping the money god. And return to love, because 2 Timothy 3 describes people in these last days, and it's just without love, basically. And so Armageddon, ourselves, just the way that we live, and 666, the rule without that integrated mind and body for the spirit. And the only way back is to repent. So the Revelation sonnet, revolution is at hand, for surely God knows what is best for man. He says, don't dim his light with sin, for surely sin will not benefit him. When is doomsday? None can be sure. But maybe already there is a door to open for man to see how God's love will become heavenly. The door only needs one special key. To make life perfect for you and for me, we need to polarize the spectrum of light and shine the way forth for all to live right. The light is shining bright forthwith and commands consciousness of how love forgives, and turns around from those ways and realizes that it makes us feel shit. Love is not a cortisol. Health is not a cortisol. Peace is not a cortisol. Life is not a cortisol. Joy is not a cortisol. And by their fruits we know them. And I'm just on my way up to the church to drop off a scroll for the poppy service. And I wasn't feeling too well up until about 20 minutes ago. And now I'm feeling fine. But I'm going to go and drop this off. And may the light return, the light of consciousness. And God's love is not a cortisol, as it comes from different nervous systems. And so we can and will be changed just as in the twinkling of an eye when that light returns, which will be a global event as well. And that conscious understanding of how we create, because our body is the temple for God's love to dwell. So love is not a cortisol stress hormone caused by abuse and sin and causing hurt and pain, anxiety, depression, sickness, and death of God's spirit, death of the spirit of love. Yeah. God's love is not a cortisol stress hormone in our body, but a naturally occurring endorphin love, made whole and one in us, in our body, for God's love to dwell, for healing all nations and heaven on earth, out of every language and tongue, because we all know where that love and peace and joy comes from, and love is not a cortisol in every body, literally. And Jesus teaches us to love our enemies. So to love God, who is the laws for love, for the moral and righteous, for justice and peace, for the trust, for the security, for the faith, in order to be able to psychologically believe and get to the fullness of the Spirit, and ultimately heaven on earth. Let's make every decision for heaven on earth. I can hear the bells, so it sounds like the communion is happening, so I'm going to go and drop this off, so when they come out it will be there. God bless.